The physical three-dimensional world is full of wondrous things. The ways we perceive through our physical body includes the sensations of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. So our nervous systems perceive external information and our brain then interprets it within our body as sensations. We experience, interpret, and give meaning to this information to help us understand and navigate the external world. But what if I told you the ways we perceive the world and reality go far beyond the 5 physical senses, and maybe you don't even know it? How would that change your life experience? Welcome back to my channel, where I help people awaken to reality, spirituality, and truth in a practical way. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe. In this episode, I want to talk about how we sense aspects of the world beyond the 5 physical senses, how knowing and exploring this can help you connect to your spiritual self, and how this can impact the way you create in the world. Let's start with some simple definitions. So to perceive is to become aware of or understand by utilizing the senses. A sense is a mechanism by which a being or animal perceives external or internal stimuli. Physical senses include sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. But we have 3 other senses that help us perceive stimuli. So a sensation is an internal awareness or state of consciousness created by external or internal stimulations. We're aware of and experience sensation as internal feelings within the body that occur through the mechanism of the senses. So perception is the way humans take in information about the external world through the senses of the body, and we therefore are experiencing the external world internally. This information is communicated or transmitted through energy. So it's important to understand that everything is energy. We exist in this infinite field of energy, pulsing and shifting and moving in different vibrations, frequencies, speeds, and densities. Similar frequencies and vibrations in our universe are attracted to one another, and they come together to appear as a tangible physical form, or more intangible forms such as thought forms or energy forms, ideas, concepts, that kind of thing. Physical forms only appear physical, but ultimately are just one way this infinite energy or field of consciousness represents itself. Each energetic form emits its frequency. So too our physical human form is emitting frequencies that reflect the consciousness externally of our internal state and our internal realm. As we move through the physical realm, our body is constantly passing through and connecting with these different frequencies. So like frequencies attract like frequencies, and unlike frequencies sense a repulsion or a negative response as they try to interact. They're pushed away from one another. The human body, therefore, is like one giant transmitter. It's receiving, processing, and then emitting energy through the body. So let's first look at the body and physical sensation. So the most commonly known and accepted way we perceive and sense external conditions and stimuli in our external world is through the 5 physical senses: sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. All external forms emit a frequency. Color, shape, texture, sound, movements, and forms all have a frequency that act in combination with one another in a particular object. So physical sensation is the way the body perceives and translates the energy and information in physical form. It takes in these frequencies as information through our 5 senses. Then we interpret this information and we give them a name or a meaning. Now, as a society, humans have created social constructs or agreements about the words for, say, a tree, a cat, a dog, the color red, a loud sound, or a quiet sound. We have created shared descriptions of the external world that we perceive and experience internally. However, we will never know if what one person experiences as a tree, a cat, a dog, or a sound is the same as another person. We'll never know the way other human bodies perceive and experience sensation, as we are only experiencing our own human body. If you want to know more about the body, check out the episode, The Real Purpose of the Human Physical Body, and the link is in the description. So now let's move on to mind and thought. So the second way we perceive information about our external world is through the mind and thought. It's difficult to say how exactly thought is created. The human brain and the forces that keep it alive are complex and far beyond current human understanding. We all experience thought as kind of strings of words and sentences that run through the mind. The words and sentences are social constructs and language that humans have created with agreed meaning. Each word and sentence is just an energy with a certain frequency. Thought is the way the body perceives and translates energy and information in mental form. So thought can arise internally in two ways. Firstly, an internal mechanism that translates physical sensation into mental thought about that physical sensation. Secondly, an internal mechanism that senses an external thought and allows us to experience it internally. Either way, the thought is not yours. It is an energy that you are perceiving, interpreting, and experiencing. So if you want to learn more about thoughts, check out the episode, What are Thoughts and Where Do They Come From? The link's in the description. The third way we perceive information about our external realm is through emotion and the heart. So the brain takes information obtained through physical senses and thought and translates it into an emotion of the same frequency. So what is emotion? It's a chemical cocktail that's released into our bodies in response to an external trigger or perception. It produces internal feelings in a physical state that in combination form an agreed emotion. Emotion is the way the body perceives and translates energy and information in emotional form. So we agree a racing heart, tense muscles, respiration increase, and a more alert mind are preparing your body for fight or flight, and we call this fear. We agree that sweating or turning red, increased breathing, a sense of boiling blood and feeling to lash out or explode is anger. We agree that slow breathing, relaxed muscles, and feeling open across the heart is happiness. And we have a huge range of emotions that we can describe and share. Now, the final way we perceive our world and our reality is through intuition. Intuition is the ability to obtain wisdom, knowledge, or information without the use of conscious or analytical reasoning and without having to go through a process of three-dimensional perception, experience, and learning. Intuition is information passed directly from that infinite energy field of source consciousness into the human brain and body. We do not have to perceive it in the physical. We perceive it just directly as energy from this field. Intuition is experienced as like a gut feel or just something you know, a sense of knowing without having learnt it or even knowing how you know it. However, more often than not, we ignore or dismiss that intuition because it comes from a sense we're unaware of or we've forgotten how to trust and identify. Intuition is the way the body perceives and translates energy and information in ethereal form. So what do we do with this? Well, the external realm we know as reality is much more than what we perceive as a physical sensation. There is an entire field of energy moving, pulsing, and vibrating in, around, and through and between what we can perceive with our physical senses. There is much that exists in the intangible form of thought and energy. So it's important to start to become conscious and aware of what we are perceiving and what we're not. It's important to start to observe the physical sensation, thought, and emotion that is the internal interpretation of our external energetic realms. It is also important to remember that none of your sensations is yours. Your physical pleasure or pain, thought, emotions, or intuitions are not yours, and you are not them. You are not these things, and they are not you. So physical sensation, thought, emotion, and intuition are just energy that your body is perceiving and you are experiencing within and around that body. What you do with these perceptions, the meaning you give, and whether you react automatically and without thinking or respond with awareness and consideration will impact your actions and behaviors and ultimately what you put into and create in the world. So you can either act and behave with the same energy of your perceptions, sensations, thoughts, and emotions, or You can select something different, transmute that energy, and make a change. The choice is always yours. So if you want to know more, then make sure you hit like and subscribe, because I have a ton of content to help you integrate work, life, and spirituality all together. I hope to help you see the truth of the world and transform your current reality to create a life that is truly yours. While you wait for the next episode, make sure you check out some of my other work here or at lizwatt.com. That's everything for today. I hope you found it interesting or useful. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.